please look at this. Do you have any questions? Looking at this, don't worry about that. That was homework. Do you have any questions about this quiz? Tell me the ones that maybe you know why you missed it, but maybe you don't know. Yes?
4.
Number 4. Okay, now here is how I would approach it. Because the directions ask you to use present perfect progressive if it's possible. That would mean we start saying, I'm going to use present perfect progressive unless I have to use present perfect. And this is what Musab was saying before the quiz. And I said, yeah, that's right, that's right. So we would say, do we have to use present perfect progressive here? Well, how do we know? 1, we would have to use present perfect and not present perfect progressive if it's one of 2 situations. 1, because it's a stated verb, and 2, because you have words like 5 times or finished actions. Those are the 2 situations. I can put it on the board, examples, or I can show you in here examples, but you know, we have to use here present perfect progressive. That means 3 verbs, like has or have, plus been, plus base with ing, okay? But if that base verb is a stated verb, like know, like I know, then we can't use it in the progressive, so we would have to use present perfect only. But the other situation is if you have like the, okay, so progressive means it continues. But if something stops, you can't say it continues. So you could say, I've written 3 books. But you can't say, I've been writing 3 books. Because that would have to mean that you're writing all 3 at the same time. But they're not completed actions. So, for number 4, it says he, and we have to use the verb help. Help is not a stated verb. So, we can use it in progressive, but then our other question is this one of the situations from context where it stopped and not continue? But it just says, his father this morning. And it's not one of those that has stopped. It can still be helping his father because it's before noon. What I mean is, it's somewhere around 10 a.m. It's not noon. So it's not finished. He's been helping his father this morning. And that means he still is helping his father. It continues. It's not over. Please ask some other questions. So that was has been helping. Present perfect.
Because
present.
it's still in the morning?
It's still in the morning. So if I say, this is correct to say this, I haven't eaten this morning. And it's also correct to say, I didn't eat this morning. But Solomon, what's the difference between those 2? Let me repeat them, okay? I haven't eaten this morning, present perfect, is correct. And I didn't eat this morning. What do we know about those 2 sentences?
The first thing is, it's still in the morning, but I haven't eaten. But the second one, it's like the night, and the morning I had breakfast.
That's right.
Number 3.
Mm-hmm. So we got the verb work, and we know that work can be used in progressive. So we think, is there anything here that, so work is not a stated verb. It can be used in progressive. So we say, that's the first question. If it's a stated verb, we can't use it in progressive like the verb no. But the second one, is there anything in the sentence that limits the, like the word 3 times or 3 books, like finished actions? So all it was is, because Amish farmers don't use modern technology, Jacob has been working without electricity. But the words without electricity doesn't tell us that it's a finished action. It's it's still happening this morning. He's still working without electricity this morning. You could say, I have worked without electricity 3 times in my life. I have worked. But you couldn't say, I have been working without electricity 3 times. Because 3 times can't be used with continuous. 3 times means it's finished. So that the first and second time are separate. Okay, so
The fifth one, please.
number 5. Okay, the 5th one. All right. Now, help, for number 5, we've got the verb help. Help is not a stated verb, so it can go in progressive, but we can't use in progressive here because the last 2 words, many times. Many times means it's finished action. Like 1 time, 2 times, many times, those are finished action. So a time includes the meaning of a finished event.
But he didn't say like 3 times or.
I know, they didn't tell a number, but the word times means, it includes the idea that it finished. So if I said, how many times have you been to Europe? I can't say, how many times have you been going to Europe? I have to say, how many times have you gone to Europe? Because I know when I say how many times, it means you go to Europe and then come back. That was 1 time. So the word times includes like finished it.
I know, but what I understand from the passage, he will help his father in the next day and the after, till his father retired. That would then say, over the years, Amos has been helping his father many times.
But over the years doesn't tell us about the future. It only tells us about the past until the present. So, like, in the past, the words over the years is about the past. But if you say, in the years coming, or something like that, you'd have to use in. In is like a word that talks about future, but over the years is past. So this means like in the summer of 2010, he helped his father, and then that summer was over. And summer 2011, he helped his father. Can you tell me about the other ones? I mean, did you miss anything else that you don't understand why? Yes, Saad?
Number 12.
Okay, so our verb is make, and we have to use progressive unless it's a stated verb or finished time. Now, make is not a stated verb. It can be used in progressive. But if in this situation, it says 3 dresses, and those are finished activities because she made a dress, finished. That means she stopped making the dress. Then she made another dress and finished, and it was her 2nd dress. But to get 3 dresses, it means made a dress, stopped, finished that one, made a dress, stopped, and that's why she can wear them. They're finished. So it's not continuous like ing. This is finished action. So we can't use present perfect progressive. We have to say has already made. Please tell me your other ones.
8.
In number 8, the verb is make. Make is not a stated verb, so it can be used in the progressive. We can't use it in progressive if it's like the one that Saad was asking about, like with the 3 dresses, like finished. But it's not one of those situations because when it says for the past few weeks, it means continuous. For the past few
Not
weeks,
finished.
it's not finished. Like I could say, I've been standing here. I have been standing here for the past 13 minutes. 9? Mhm. Finish is not a stated verb. It can go in the it can go in the progressive. But the words half half of it is a measurable thing. That means half is finished, half is not. So the half of it is a completion. They finished half, that means half is done, and I'm not still finishing that. That's a combination meaning of finish and the words half of it. So if you say, I would say, I have eaten half of my lunch, not I have been eating half of my lunch. Because I'm talking about half of it is gone. That's what the eat part means. Please tell me others. Do you have any others?